Visual capitalists have just done some work, been published within a few weeks, showing the incredible challenges that the legacy automakers have. In fact, showing just how bad of a position they're in comparison, well, in comparison to you know who. This is scary. This graphic here shows you just how bad it is, but it doesn't go far enough. It does not go anywhere near far enough. The reason being, XPeng, NIO, BYD, and Tesla all make basically EVs only. However, all these other automakers in this list, they make, on average, only 4% of their products electric. It's even worse for Toyota. Only 0.2% of Toyota's vehicles worldwide manufactured right now are fully electric. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here in Bangkok, in Thailand, and the reason I'm here is because my wife is doing stage 4 cancer. Apparently, it's incurable cancer, doing treatments for that. And the doctors here say she does have a chance based on the treatments they're doing. Now, we've actually just found a new treatment from one of you guys, actually, who recommended this treatment. It's a new thing in Europe that they've just launched last year. And it seems like it's actually curing, in some cases, her type of cancer. Anyhow, if you want to see more details about this, I'll put a link to our GoFundMe campaign for this. Thank you so much for supporting it. The response has been absolutely incredible. Tesla, they make a fair bit of money per car. Now, it is true that they've reduced their prices drastically this year. Some people say that automakers are basically fighting Tesla as Tesla against the world. I'm not sure if that's true. I mean, that's one way to look at it, but it's not really accurate. Let's have a look at the individual manufacturers, how much money they make per car, and actually work out what's going on, because it's a lot worse than people realize. Everyone is watering this down. The mainstream media, not even the mainstream media, but even EV channels. I don't know why. You know why. I'm not going to say why. I've already told you why. They are watering down this information. They don't present this information because it may be politics. I've been told I don't play the politics game. True, I don't. Tesla's profit margins. Net profit per vehicle. Tesla's recent price cuts, they were an attempt to defend market share from competitors. And I'll tell you why they did that in just a minute. But Tesla makes $9,574, US dollars, by the way, per car, $9,574. And to give you some context on that, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV, which is made by General Motors, Wuling and SAIC, it's a tri-venture, they make $27 per car on that vehicle. And that's thanks to subsidies from the Chinese government. So that's a pretty big difference. But $27 per car is a profit. So actually, it's not so bad. Think about it like that. The reason I say that is because Ford loses $762 per car. $762. Well, what about Hyundai? They make $927 per car. But like I said, more than 90% of their vehicles being made right now are gasoline-powered cars. And it's pretty much a certainty that they make a loss on every EV they sell right now. Volkswagen make a profit of $973 per car. Same issue as Hyundai, same issue as Ford, same issue as all manufacturers. I mean, once they go to being EV only, that $973, well, who knows what it'll be, because right now they make a loss on the EVs that they sell. Toyota makes $1,197 in profit per car. $1,197. That's the world's greatest, most efficient automaker, according to Toyota and their fans. They would tell you that. They would tell you they invented the production line. It wasn't Henry Ford. It was really Toyota that actually made the real production line. That's what they say, seriously. Anyhow, like I said, 99.8% of all cars Toyota produces right now are not electric, and they still make only $1,200 per car. That is very, very concerning from a business perspective. If you were the business development manager at Toyota, there's nothing they could pay you to help you somehow pull off a Houdini act and pull off some sort of miracle. You're dealing with maths here. You're dealing with statistics. Maths and the statistics, they are not on Toyota's side. BYD, on the other hand, is a different story. BYD makes $1,550 US dollars per car. And put it this way. It's very important to say that, because BYD's competition, well, they make jack all. NIO, they lose $19,000 per car. Now, the CEO of NIO believes Tesla has no advantage over the competition, and other than efficiency, that's about it. Everything else is pretty staid, boring, and they're about to be disrupted. But if NIO is still around in 5 years' time, I would be amazed, because they are spending money like a crack addict. Crack addict that, I don't know, that just needs all the crack in the world, and they have no weaknesses. They can just take as much crack as they want, and they're never going to die. That's basically the position that NIO are in now. XPeng, their competitors. It's even worse for XPeng. Now, even though and Xpeng are only losing $11,735 per car. They've recently reduced their prices even more than NIO, and their car sales have stagnated even more so. Xpeng are in trouble. Now, maybe BYD might acquire them. This is my suggestion recently to some insiders I've been talking to. BYD don't have very good software in their cars when it comes to ADAS. The ADAS part of their car is not great, and BYD will tell you that themselves. Xpeng is excellent. That would be a good move by BYD. But what about their competition in China? Apparently Tesla is in trouble this year, just at Fully Charged Live, and some of the pundits, the experts there were telling me that Tesla is in trouble in China. However, think about it this way. If NIO is losing $19,000 per car and Tesla is making $9,574 per car, then that's a $30,000 disparity. And we all know that Tesla in the past has made more on their car sales per car in China than anywhere else in the world. It's possible Tesla was making more like $15,000 per car in China. They have a huge advantage over NIO, over Xpeng. Yes, it's true. I've heard the criticisms. They don't have enough models. Not enough models, therefore their sales are in trouble. Sometimes what's more important than models is staying alive, staying in the game, continuing to make money while your competitors lose it. Speaking of competition, there's one last competitor here that we need to talk about, General Motors. General Motors make a profit. It's actually pretty good. Best in the legacy industry right now, $2,150 per car. Now imagine if General Motors weren't spending $1,000 per car on marketing. Their profit per car would jump by an incredible 50%. 50%. That's one of the key advantages that Tesla clearly have. Not spending money on marketing. Now, it doesn't really work well for me. I wouldn't mind if Tesla spent some money on marketing. I could make a bit more money, but it works well for them. GM, $2,150 though. That's a good position to be in. However, not many of GM's cars right now are electric, although they'd tell you that they're leading the world when it comes to electrification, or at least Joe Biden might tell you that. So would Mary Barra. Truth is, it's not the case at all. General Motors are a long way behind. More than 90% of the vehicles they sell right now are powered by gasoline. All of them, except BYD, NIO, Xpeng, and Tesla, will have to write off many, many billions of dollars in existing production lines that will no longer be relevant. Be like, right as iPhones, right as smartphones are about to come out, right as digital cameras are about to come out. Be like Kodak having to write off their production lines making old school analog film cameras. That's what these guys are going to have to do. That's very real. It's going to cost money. Can they make a profit? Can they catch Tesla? Well, they're actually further behind, as you can see from these numbers, than what you might think. Now, one company that isn't maybe doing as well as what we might think is BYD. Yes, they make a profit of $1,550 per car, but yes, 60% of those cars are actually gasoline cars. That's true. The media are painting a completely different story. Charlie Munger from Berkshire Hathaway, who's an investor in the company, Warren Buffett, who's an investor in the company, they would like you to believe that BYD is actually an EV-only company. In fact, most of the mainstream electric car media would like you to believe that too, but it's not actually true. 60% of BYD's sales right now are plug-in hybrids. Now, whilst those are semi-EVs, some people say they're EVs, the truth is they're not the cars of the future. BYD will be, to some degree, in a similar position. They will have to write off much of those facilities making those cars. And BYD, whilst they do have the advantage of having a lot of models, they have factories in so many places, and they're building so many different models of car that it does seem like it's a little bit of a scatterbrained approach. That said, BYD does have one big advantage, and that is their new sodium-ion batteries, which should cost around 30% less than lithium batteries to manufacture, and they'll be coming out this year. In January of this year, Tesla made the surprising announcement that it would be cutting prices on its vehicles by as much as 20%. While price cuts are not new in the automotive world, they are for Tesla. The company, which historically has been unable to keep up with demand, has seen its order backlog shrink from 476,000 units in July of 2022 to around 74,000 in December of 2022. Since then, after some massive price cuts, that backlog has grown substantially. Now, the reason for a decline in Tesla demand is more likely than not their own vehicles compared to the competition. What does that mean? Well, Tesla's production growth increased in 2022 by 41%, from 930,000 vehicles delivered to 1.3 million. Now, with the days of endless demand seemingly over, Visual Capitalist says that Tesla is going on the offensive by reducing its prices, a move that puts pressure on competitors but has angered existing owners. Bill Rosso from Automobility said this: Tesla has taken the nuclear option to bully the weaker, thin margin players off the table. Now, the only thing I'd say about that is, who is weak or who will be weak? Think about it this way. The two biggest players in the industry are Volkswagen and Toyota. they wouldn't appear weak, would they? I mean, Volkswagen Group has millions of brands, many different models of cars, 9 million sales per year, or nearly. Toyota, nearly 10 million car sales per year. Clearly, they must be dominating the industry. Clearly, they couldn't be the weak companies that Tesla are going after. Or could they? Not many people realize this. Toyota has more debt than any company in history. Nearly 195 billion US dollars. In fact, their debt climbed during the pandemic to $235 billion. Volkswagen has $180 billion of debt. Like I said, only 0.2% of all cars that Toyota produce are fully electric. And they have more debt than any company in history. And you tell me who you think is the weakest player. Thank you for watching.